everyone, this is Shaanee from Dream English. Lately, I got certain requests from our students or from online students or from our Facebook inquiry that about your time management of how to study this exam, how to make a study plan, because I believe all of you guys are working. Some of you are working part-time, full-time, casual, and particularly those of you who work full-time, you work in the office 9 to 5 and you found it's really stressful to practice your PTE and you really don't know what to do. So now I'm sharing some of my personal experience because I'm a person, I love to plan things, and then in that case I want to use my time in a most efficient and effective way. So here we go. I understand the concept that you're working 9 to 5 and you don't have much time. So I believe a lot of you guys are spending a lot of time on traveling. So assume that you're traveling a lot. So I come up with the idea that every day you can use at least 1.5 hours for studying. Some of you guys can use 2 hours studying every day. So if you're working 9 to 5, minimum 1.5 hours. If you are having a little bit more time, 2 hours, or of course, if you can spend 3 hours, that's better. So now let's assume that you have only 2 hours time to study. You can eliminate a little bit more according to your time. Okay, first of all, I believe every day you're getting up around 6:30 or 7 o'clock. You go to work. A lot of you guys are spending on the train around half hour. If you're spending about 1 hour, then you can add my plan or do some modification on top of that. So assume on your way to work is about 30 minutes. And then, so we are going to work. And then during your work, I believe all of you guys are having a lunch break, about 30 minutes. Take your break. Don't worry about anything. So I won't force you to study. And then on your way home, if you go to work 30 minutes, I believe on your way home, you get another 30 minutes, go home. Okay, apart from here now you have 1 hour already. Okay, apart from here, I believe after work, you go home, most of you case, you arrive home around 7 o'clock, you cook, you eat, and after everything, you're pretty much around 8:30 p.m. 8:30 till 9 p.m. This is a time that, okay, you have done everything. I do believe a lot of you guys, you want to just relax and watching telly or eating some nice ice cream or dessert, but because you have PTE, you want to get your 90 as soon as possible. So please just use extra 1 hour. So from 9 till 10 is something that you can elaborate. So that's about 1 hour in here. Okay, now let's talk about how we are going to use this 1 hour. So in the exam case, because the exam had certain time set for us, we have to finish certain tasks in certain exam. So it requires around 3 hours or maybe 2 hours, 30 minutes. But in here, because we control our own time, so we can finish all the practices within 2 hours. So now let's break down each task. So in the morning time, on the way go to work, if I ask you to do your speaking and on the train, you might think that I'm mad, but I'm not. I'm a quite normal person and I get shy in public. So we're not practicing speaking in the train, so don't worry. So what you can do is you get your laptop. So you probably need to carry your laptop or your iPad on your way work or home. So this 30 minutes is something very easy. What you can do is in the morning, your idea is very fresh and you're very smart. So what you can do is type one essay. So you set your phone on alarm for 18 minutes. And then what you need to do is you need to type one essay here. Done. So your essay finished in here and you still have extra 12 minutes. What you can do is at the same time, once you finish your essay, you go to do just one summarize written task. One summarize written task. And that's it. If you have time, you check it. If you don't have time, leave it because you're going to check later on. If you are Dream English students, I believe we do help you to check a lot of homework. So whenever you have practice, you're always welcome to send to us. We can help you to have a look about your problems, your mistakes. Okay, so your morning job done. You have one essay and one summarized written task. Now, on your way home, what we need to do, on your way home, what I found is something very interesting is a lot of you guys are not able to concentrate under exam condition because a lot of people are talking and you found it's really frustrating, in particular in your speaking part. So the easiest way for you to practice the way of you concentrate under a noisy environment is in the train. I think it's very good for you. So what you can do is put your headphone in and find out your listening, so you can practice your summarized spoken test. So you have 30 minutes. It only takes you 7 minutes to write one summarized spoken test. So what you can do is you can write at least 2 summarized spoken tests. Sorry, it's summarized spoken test in here. So in the train, because it's very noisy, it does require a lot of concentration and fast typing and note-taking skill. So in here you can do your 2 summarized spoken test. And then after that, you have another 10 minutes. You missed one summarized written text, so you can write another summarized written task. Okay, sometimes you found your job is really exhausting, you couldn't be bothered to study. In that case, you can just leave the summarized written task, just do one. So those are optional, so you can do that or that. So on your way home, on your way to work, you have done at least your listening part, summarized spoken test, and your writing part. Okay, now after you go home, what you need to do is, of course, you need to eat and you need to relax. While you're cooking, I encourage you to listen something called 60-second signs, because this one is really fast. It does require concentration and it helps you to improve your listening. Sometimes you do have real exam questions are taken from 60-second signs. So as you cook, you can listen something, or you just listen some movies and try to repeat those kind of things to just improve your listening. Okay, so after cooking, you have 1 hour, and today's job, we need to do our listening a little bit more, we need to do our reading a little bit more, and that's it. So start. Because after you finish, I believe after food you feel really sleepy. So what I want you to do is you're starting from your speaking. So what you can do for your speaking, you need something that use your brain so you don't feel sleepy after food. So start from your describe image. So I want you to do every day at least 5 describe image. So you can do up to 10, that depends on your time. And then after your describe image, I want you to focus and do your repeat sentence. Minimum 30, maximum 50. Your repeat sentence, you can find those links from your YouTube or from our Google Drive. A lot of you guys join our Facebook D team Facebook. So we do share a lot of questions for you guys to practice. Or if you are students, you have a lot of materials, I believe. And after that, starting from your retail lecture, because your food obviously digests a little bit. So you do your retail lecture, you do around 3 to 5, depends on the time. And after your retail lecture, you start to do your read aloud. Read aloud, it does require concentration. Make sure that you read your word precisely with certain words end with S or ER, ED. And then you need to read around 6 to 8 in here. And after that, spending around 2 to 3 minutes on your answer short question. Just take a break and then check some YouTube links about answer short question. So in that case, you get familiar with it. 2 to 3 minutes is enough for you. And let's see how much time that we can spend in here. Describe image, each of them, it takes you roughly around 20 seconds. Let's say you do 5, that's around a minute in here. So you do a minute, let's say assume you're spending about 5 minutes in here. Repeat sentence, 30 repeat sentence roughly takes you around, let's say 15 minutes. Retail lecture, each of them is around 2 minutes. So you do 5, it's about, let's say 15 minutes again in here. And then you read aloud, it takes you roughly, a describe image here should be 10 minutes, and read aloud should be 5 minutes. Here you roughly used around 35 minutes plus here, so you use the 40 minutes for your speaking. And we only have 20 minutes left. So what we can do for the rest of the 20 minutes, you need to do something about your reading. So I encourage you to do 2 reorder paragraphs. So that will take you around 4 minutes. And then set your alarm for around 15 minutes to do another 10 reorder paragraphs. So that's roughly around close to your 20 minutes, but you still have a little bit of time left because you can elaborate a little bit more time in here. So your last question is your dictations and your listening test. So I want you to do a dictation first. So dictation, minimum you should do 35, maximum you can do 50 a day. This roughly will take you around 15 to 25 minutes. So you can elaborate a few more minutes over here. That will help you for your dictations. And this is what you do every day. And every second day, you can check on the YouTube for a listening mock test. It's called PTE listening test. So you can starting from the MCQs and finish until the dictation. You can time yourself with 15 minutes. So this is like every second day. It's a little bit extra. A lot of you guys, sometimes you have 1 hour in the lunch break. You can finish this task in the lunch break. If you have a very short break, so you can just forget about this part. You can do it every week for a small mock test. So at least you know where are you. Okay, so this is a rough idea of how you do your time. But if I talk about this and you take some notes, I believe you will throw your notes somewhere else. You won't be able to find it, and this will only last you for a day or two. So what I did is I sometimes do this thing to encourage myself. So I made yourself a timetable. So I wrote like this: smash 90 with a smiley face, or you can just put anything you like. And I wrote your speaking, what do you need to do, writing, what do you need to do, and reading, what do you need to do, listening, what do you need to do. And then at the end, I want to encourage yourself. So you write 90 is possible, I can do it. So what I want you to put this paper on is put right on top of your bed or somewhere you can see, or maybe in your bathroom, in your mirror. If you live on your own, so you can put this one on top of your mirror or on the side of the mirror, somewhere you can see it every single day, every time. So you put it on the top of somewhere. So you put it like this. And then what I want you to do is every day you wake up, you look at this sentence, you'll be so energetic, and then you go to work, and first thing you check. Once you come home, I want you, before you cook, you just tick the tickets. So which one then you have done or which one you haven't. So for example, by the time you come home, you should have finished all about your listening ST, and you should have finished your writing. You should tick it, and then you go to cook. After cooking, before you go to bed, you should come back to take all of this box. Once you ticked it, you will be very happy and you feel like you actually use your time wisely and more productive. Then after certain time of practices, maybe you need 2 or 3 weeks of this, and then you will be able to pass your desired score. All right, so for helping you guys to do all of these practices and mock test and PTE listening test or reading mock tests. So occasionally every week or end of the week, after a week study, I do suggest you to take some mock tests, but it's really hard to get those mock tests, or sometimes you have to pay for it, which is quite expensive. So what we did is we actually used real exam questions, made a lot of online video mock tests. So you guys are welcome to subscribe us, and then you can get access to all of these online video practices and video mock tests from us. So welcome, join us guys. If you have any questions or any further requests, please subscribe us on the YouTube and give us comments and let us know what is your question, or follow us on the Facebook D Team live lesson. And all the best for your 90s. Thank you so much.